very good Sunday evening to all of you. So welcome to this another webinar series. And I'm Tanuja. I'll be moderating your session today. And the topic for today is what global opportunities for Indian pharmaceutical industries post-COVID. So as we know that Indian pharmaceutical industries have always witnessed a growth in past few years. However, during the times of COVID pandemic, a lot of our academics, researchers, and students are doubting about the growth and opportunity this industry might face post COVID. So today, we have with us all our experts to give inputs about the post COVID opportunities our students will have. For that, we have experts from different segments of pharmacy. We have experts from pharmaceuticals, herbal, Ayurveda, and medical devices. So to begin with, I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Satyendra. He's currently associated with Brown Laboratories Private Limited, and he has more than 12 years of experience in his field. He started his journey as a medical representative, and he has grown with the ladder, covering different domains like core pharmacy, herbal, organic, and he has also handled international business relations. Currently, he is handling international business with Brown Laboratories Private Limited. So we welcome Dr. Satyendra.
First of all, I thank MC Saxena Group of colleges for inviting me on this platform. So at this moment of time, when the entire world is into lockdown, so webinar has been a tool which is helping us to connect each and everyone and is driving force for the industry too. So in this webinar, definitely we would like to share our insight, and my other members would share their views, and that would resolve the queries which is into the minds of the budding pharma professionals. So to begin with, I congratulate MC Saxena Group, which is on the pharmacy colleges of Northern India, who have taken this initiative, because I keep on watching what all is going into the industry, and I could just find 2-3 names which I could count. So among those names, MC Saxena is there, who has hosted this, and this is a very relevant topic because a batch is there. Budding pharmacist, pharma professionals are about to complete their graduation into pharmacy or post graduation into pharmacy, and at that moment the entire world is struck. So a lot of stress is into their mind. So this topic is very relevant to them, and that would definitely going to address their queries as well as give them insight. So this becomes very important. So a warm welcome from my team on this webinar platform, all the budding pharma professionals. So to begin with, I'll begin with a quote. We all are a fan of a cricket. We all are a fan of a cricket. If sometimes the opening is not good, that doesn't mean that you have lost the match. I agree with you. The opening of this year, particularly this financial year, is not has not opened on a good note. Then too, the industry is not going to lose the match. Just like a cricket match is not lost by having a bad opening. Obviously, opening should be good enough, but sometimes the openings are bad, then too the battle is won or a matches are won. So is the case with the industry. Particularly with the pharma industry, it's not the first time that they have witnessed such a scenario. When I started my career in 2009, the same scenario was there and the world was going under economic recession. And just again after 12 years, the scenario is same. So such setbacks have come into the industry several times, and industry has proved, and they have come out and grown year after year and decades after decades. So all the budding pharma professionals they need not to worry. I agree there is some setback in the beginning. We'll discuss in numbers also what the setback happened in the April month. So let's begin with the history of Indian pharmaceutical, which it all started in 1901 when Bengal Chemicals by Acharya P.C. Ray was introduced. Since then, from the 20th century to the 21st century, the Indian pharma industry had never looked back. It has grown exponentially. A time when we had only no companies, we had only a traditional system of medicine. The modern medicine began with 90 and in 1901. Then came Alembic. Then came the big. In 30s came Cipla. In 90s we got Sun. And these are the name all pharmacy professionals know what these names literally mean to the global pharma industry. They have crossed the Indian geographical border and are present across the globe in many countries. So multifold growth has taken place in these last few decades, and post independence, it all accelerated. And today, the Indian pharmaceutical industry is has a very prominent presence as well as plays a very crucial role in the world healthcare. If we talk about the Indian pharmaceutical industry in the world is the third largest contributor in terms of volumes. Means we are contributing almost 33% of the world consumption in terms of volume. And if we talk about vaccine, which is being into a big debate, in that also in vaccine sector also 60 to 70% of the global demand is met by the Indian pharmaceutical industry, which is a very huge number, having such a big contribution. So all these things have happened in the past 4 or 5 decades, that we are contributing one third of the world in terms of volume. 60 to 70% of the vaccine need is being fulfilled by India. And if we talk about the generic, the entire world generic, we contribute almost near to 20%. So all these numbers are not small. These are significant number in a world where approx 200 countries. If a country, India itself is contributing 20%, it means a lot. So the development journey is on the way. And if we talk about more into details, India exports nearly 60,000 generic medicines across the globe, which meets the requirement of 60 therapeutic categories. Means it's not only in one category in the Indian pharmaceutical industry is moving ahead or leading. It's almost all the therapy areas which we can think, either it's anti-infective, either it's oncology, antiviral, all the segments. We Indians are doing very well, and Indian pharmaceutical industry is doing very well. And if we talk about the raw material or the API, active pharmaceutical ingredients, we are exporting 500 APIs from India. Every one of us know that India takes most of the API from China. Approx 70% of the Indian medicines are manufactured from the Chinese API. But in that also we are giving 500 APIs, exporting also, which is approx 30% of the US API requirement is met by India. If we talk about the India export business, it's nearly $20 billion. And how the industry is going to grow globally at this junction, in the tenure 2017 to 2019, $55 billion patents have now expired. So now the generic versions of that would be introduced. So a huge market is available for a generic export. And in generic, we are already, as I already said, that 20% of the world requirement we are meeting. So now many molecules are there which have their patent period is over. So that would be manufactured into the India and would be exported to different countries. In the recent scenario, we have provided chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine in COVID amid to approx 85 countries. And every business runs on trust. So this pandemic is building the Indian trust across the globe, and we exported chloroquine to 85 countries. PPE kit also has been given, and other medical help has been provided to different nations. So in this situation, India has emerged as a global health partner. Many of would differ, but Dr. Harshvardhan taking the position of a chairman executive board of WHO is a milestone that India is going to play a crucial role in healthcare, world healthcare. So this is going to give a mileage and accelerating mileage to the Indian industry. So moreover, the challenge with the Indian industry is facing is of the API. The Indian industry is based 70% from the Chinese API. So the current government has taken care of it, and they have proposed a 5-year plan in which they would be supporting the indigenous API industry of India by supporting by 3,000 crore every year to develop the indigenous API plants into India. So this is going to give employment to the India, as well as when this is manufactured, the APIs are manufactured into India. Obviously, we are already into API export also. So the India would export other APIs to other countries also. So developing of the API industry into India is going to make the Indian pharmaceutical industry Atmanirbhar. The campaign which has recently been launched, if API segment is the only area where we are lacking, and that has been taken care, and if in 5 years many companies would come up and many molecules API would also be produced. And in this scenario, we have also seen that a lot of scientists have are aggressively working for the vaccine development and all. And if we look at the pandemic part, now remdesivir is also being manufactured into India. US is tying up with India, and many companies are tying up with India to get it manufactured, because the manufacturing hub of India's capacity is very big, which could meet the world requirement. So the industrial relation in this COVID situation has grown very well, and this relationship would lead us for a further growth. Moreover, if we talk about the cost expenditure, Indian pharmaceutical industry cost of manufacturing is 33% lower as compared to US or UK and other countries. So that is also a factor which would attract more industries over here. And India is having the maximum number of US FDA approved plants. So all the factors are favorable, and the industrial relations have boosted up so well that we can accelerate. And in the month of April, obviously, we had a 12% dip into the pharmaceutical growth in Indian industry, but 12% is not a big number. It's not a big number looking at the scenario when the entire industry was in lockdown. Just a 12% lockdown, which will cover up. And as a report from Deloitte, which you can find over the web, they have predicted that Indian pharmaceutical industry will grow and come out of this short-term dip which we have faced. So in long term, the future is very bright for the pharmaceutical industry. And so there is no concern for the budding pharmacist. Just as in the beginning, I said sometimes the openings are not good, but definitely win the matches. So this will also be the same. India will win the matches, and more global opportunities as well as domestic opportunities will come post COVID. So with this, I'll give a break to my thoughts, and maybe we can invite other speakers and we can have their views. So thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Satyendra, for giving your insights about the industry. And next we have Mr. Mike.